Hi, everybody, and welcome back. On today's episode, we will be discussing Real by Kennedy Ryan. But before we start today's discussion, we have a few reminders. We will be reviewing Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory on our next episode, recognizing Pride for the month of June. Also, be sure to follow us on Instagram at bookedandbusypod_ for updates and additional announcements. And for any collabs, please DM us through Instagram or email us at bookedbusypodcast@gmail.com. I want to start our discussion today by asking you this question, Tanitra. Since we had brief stints in high school in the drama club, if we had to pursue careers in the arts, what would have been our specialty?
I would have loved to do something with dance, or maybe if I was to be an actress, like have small speaking roles and whatnot. But if it was more dance focused, I'd take on dancer roles. I think that'd be fun. What about you?
I think I would work behind the scenes, like probably kind of what Verity was doing in the book, probably like writing a script.
Oh, that'd be good for you, script writing.
Yeah, probably just creative writing in general. Or I think that I probably would have been some behind the scenes, like production. That would probably be my thing.
I could see that. Definitely like executive producer function.
It seems fun to me. I don't know. It's like I'm one of the people who like drama but don't like to be in drama. Like I'm messy, but I don't like to be in mess.
Right? Like, I want to be in the back gossiping. You remember when we did Grease? And we were like, remember? That was the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, we did not take that seriously at all. Like, none of us
They weren't taking it serious.
They weren't. Like, they didn't make us, like, looking back on it, though, I'm like, I wish we would have followed through and we got to do the full thing. Like, we learned a few routines, but we didn't get to do it full out. That would have been fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think our high school in general just didn't, one, they didn't take things serious, and then two, I don't think we just had the resources in general.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't,
especially not in terms of the arts. Like, they had to divert everything to sports. But
and they were sorry in sports, so
right,
it didn't even matter.
I did drama club all 4 years, and I think I did 2 actual plays. The rest were just these small one-off things we would go and do. But for the most part, they did not invest in us for real.
Yeah, our school just wasn't the typical, they didn't specialize in arts and things.
No,
I mean, I
it
think
was so
they got,
small.
Yeah, I think honestly they got better after we graduated. Like, just
they
in
did.
general.
I remember seeing like on Facebook, like Miss Townsy afterwards. I still was friends with her, but like I'd be in college and I'd be like, oh, they doing some interesting stuff now. Like, I'm happy for them. But
yeah, like they have more sports programs now. Like they got flag football and soccer at JD now. Like what? But anyway, you want to start off with giving a little bit of summary of Real?
Yes. So in Real, we meet our stars Neva and Cannon. Neva is a up-and-coming actress. She's working on Broadway. She's from a small town trying to make her dreams come true. And Cannon is this director who has produced documentaries and movies focusing on Black voices and whatnot. He's very established. He finds her in a Broadway show from a recommendation from his friend, and he instantly loves her spirit and her light and whatnot, casts her in his upcoming movie, which profiles kind of an amalgam of a bunch of women from the 1930s and 40s, kind of just combine them all to create this character, Desi Blue.
Jazz singers.
Yeah, jazz and, before the blues and all of that.
Yeah.
Like, he creates that character, and Neva is cast in this role, even though she's relatively unknown. These two end up falling for each other. Apparently, Cannon has a past and a history of falling for a star of his movie before, and it didn't end up well, so he's kind of leery about her, and he tries to stay away from her for a very short moment, which I commend. He got through there real fast. But they end up linking up together. It becomes a whole big thing. We later find out that we find out early on that Neva has lupus, and later on it progresses, and they deal with that illness together. Neva has a lot of family. It's in her background. Her sister slept with her boyfriend in high school, got her pregnant. It was a whole thing. They don't talk anymore. So we later find out that Neva needs a new kidney, and her sister ends up coming from North Carolina to donate a kidney. They, mend their relationship, and then Cannon and Neva end up together. The movie's a success, and everybody lives happily ever after. He proposes, and
of course,
we can assume, of course,
that's how these end. That's how these romances
always
end.
Like, we're just gonna go away for a while. Nothing special's gonna happen, but I wanted to just be her and I. But that's what happened. They end up engaged. She says yes, of course. But it's a good book. It's really good.
Oh, let me add this. This happens to be the second book this year that I have read where the sister has fucked the other sister's man. or
Yeah, that was crazy.
Philistine.
They jumped out the window real quick.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. I was so angry. Like, as soon as, like, I finished both those prologues, I was like, I know, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Because, honestly, like, yeah, they both was wrong, but I honestly think any sister doing that, I think
Way
that's
worse.
worse. That's way, it's different if
Absolutely.
it's a random girl, but if it's your sister, that's awful.
That's your blood sister. I didn't even like the explanation at the end. Like, I'm gonna be for real. When they like did the whole kidney scene and they were reconnecting, it did make me emotional. Like, I cried a little bit because I was like, it was beautiful the way it was written. But I didn't like her explanation for that either. But it's like, I can forgive you because we want to move past and all of that. But the explanation was crazy too.
To be honest, the least you could do is give me a kidney.
The least. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, the least you could
Now
do
we're
is give
even.
me a kidney.
Yeah, you
now
can
we're
give me a
good.
kidney. Yeah.
Because that was crazy.
Because how she was acting, the sister was about to make me so angry because it was just like she acting like she ain't did nothing just wrong. Like, you see what I'm saying?
It has the nerve to have an attitude. Like, girl, you should be apologizing from the second you see your sister again. Like, you don't have no space at all to have no attitude. But every single time it was like they butting heads. It's like, whoa, why is there an argument here? You were the one
I instantly knew she was jealous of her sister. How she kept saying she was sedity and don't come home. Why would I come home? Why would I come home? Why would I want to be around y'all?
And it's like, you're the older sister too. Like, you clown.
And then she started doing all of that when she's pretty much in the hospital, tried to argue with her. And I agree with Neva when she said this in the book. She was like pretty much, I don't need your kidney. I ain't gonna lie. I understood when she's saying that. I understand your life is on the line as well, but it's still kind of like a, nah, fuck that.
You're not
I'll
about
probably
to keep throwing that into my face.
Yeah, I'll probably end up dying before I kind of like let you kind of argue with me in regards to that. To be honest, because you're wrong. I didn't do anything to you. You're dead ass wrong.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know what I like in that hospital scene too? I know we're going to talk about just the whole little thing in general. I saw this TikTok where, you know that sound where that guy was in court. He was pleading his case because he had murdered his family. And he was like, if y'all think I'm in here to play around with y'all, god damn it, I'm not. Somebody used that sound on TikTok and they said that's how Cannon was in that hospital.
What?
He was like, he said, y'all better stop this shit right now.
I don't care about none of that. Like, the doctor just said it's finna stress her out. I feel him so bad. I love Cannon. I love that he was quick. Like, usually in these books you expect, for me, I'm expecting them, they finna draw this out. He's got to do this whole thing where I'm not going to do this because of what happened with my previous actress. Cannon didn't waste any time for real. It's like they had a couple of auditions before he's like, okay, I'm gonna let this happen. I was happy about that. It didn't take long. We wasn't even halfway to the book and they was ready. Like, I was like, okay, I was pleasantly surprised.
The old girl set them up. She knew what she was doing.
She did. I love that. I sure thought he was finna be like such a prick about it, like a little prude, like, I'm not going to do this. I'm just gonna be cold to her until, at least till the movie is over or something. He was like, no, I don't care. Yeah. I love that.
And then when everybody finally found out, he was just like, you know what,
F
it, just whatever. It don't even.
I was like, that is a man. Walked in there in the middle of everybody. That made me a little nervous. I was sitting there and I'm in the book like, don't do this right now. Like, let's
he was
this
like,
blow over.
He pretty much was like, let somebody say something, because he
let's go get some crab legs. Come on.
Yeah, he had that energy of what somebody gonna say, like what?
For real, what are you gonna say? Cast member, shut up. Go sit down.
I'm the director.
Mind your
if
business.
you want to get fired, you can get fired. Say something.
That part, I love that.
I'm glad everybody accepted it. I thought everybody was going to be jerks about it, but
that one girl said something, Livy, I think it was, when it first broke, and I was like, oh, you better watch it now. You better watch your mouth. But everybody came around, and I thought that was dope. Because, like, we're adult people, like.
And then everybody knew she, just based off her talent, how talented she was, they knew she earned that role.
Like, nothing else should matter.
No speculation or nothing. Okay, but let's start with the first question. And these questions are pretty generic, so I guess we'll just, of course, still just throughout talk about the novel. So, for question 1, it says, Kennedy Ryan crafted a unique structure for this book. How did you feel about the intertwining of the novel and the movie script? How did this enhance or detract from the listening experience? I liked it.
I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I thought it was really creative. Like, it gave an insight of just the gist of what the play was about.
And it's like the actual making of the movie. Like, you feel like you making the movie with them as you reading along with the character. It's like you get a background and all of that. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it gave just history lesson. I like that they based Desi Blue out of Alabama.
Me too.
I
was
so,
like, shout out.
Right. I was like, I thought that was so cute. So yeah, I appreciate Kennedy Ryan doing that. Just Kennedy Ryan is just an awesome.
She's tapped in for real. Like I appreciate the research that she be doing for these books. It's not somebody who's just going off of what they think it should be. It's like if she has an idea, she's gonna go all the way through and research it and then create the story based on like real research, like real stuff. I think that's dope.
And I like that she highlighted back then. It was a lot of like jazz singers and actors and stuff that were bisexual, and we never knew about it.
I promise when I saw them when in that script when Tilda and Desi met outside that club, I was like, oh, they some bisexuals. Like they giving women a versatile place. You know, who is that?
Because they'll try to erase history.
Right. Yeah. And it's like a lot of those ladies were like Billie Holiday and all of them. They was all, you know, touching the pole a little bit. I was like, that was very realistic and I liked it. Like the way it was woven into the script. Because it was like a love story within like a love story. So that was dope.
You know Luther Vandross was gay?
Yes. Yeah, I feel like he just makes love songs though. It was easy for me to believe, and because I have eyes, it just kind of it surpasses all spectrums of sexuality and everything. Because like his music is so timeless, he just makes love songs. That's why he was able to like skate by for so long until Patty and them and all of them started running their mouths about it.
Yeah,
but you know.
And I like that they added his songs in the book, reference his songs in the book. I'm just now thinking about that, like now as I bring up him being gay now. I like how that just all comes together.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 2. It says, what did you like most about the book? What did you like the least? What did I like the most? I like when they got together, finally. I think that is just probably the most what I just like. I'm trying to think of a moment that was just like because we already talked about like when the news broke that they were dating.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that was the part I couldn't stand the least though. I liked that it was known that they were together. However, I didn't like that bitch leaking that like that or saying that like
at all.
That. Camille. I didn't like that.
That was gross.
Yeah, I didn't like
that. You little hating ass. Like, sitting over there mad. You're the one who got him fired from his last movie. Why would he be trying to do you any favors?
And then she's talking about I didn't have the opportunity to audition. No, you can't audition. No.
Go away from me with this.
Like, don't try to act like you were discriminated against. You know what you did for the last movie. You got him fired, so why do you think
like that at all.
He would want to work with you again? Like, no, you're banned from his productions, of course. So don't just sit up here and just act like you just...
Like you have a right to just come and audition for his... Like, girl,
what makes
go away.
You think you would have got the role? If you were to audition.
Like, that was ridiculous. Like, and then I'm like, everybody can see that she's talented, but we're still going to pull this card. I guess they do that in real life, though, because, like, they do it with a lot of people. It's just, we can see that they're talented, but for some reason, they didn't get here on their own merit. They had to have slept with somebody or did this or did that to get where they got to. But
they be saying that about, well, it's out there. They be saying this about Sanaa Lathan.
They do. Like, we can't tell that she's talented as hell and she hasn't been in some of our favorite movies. Like, come on,
she came from, our parents were actors.
Yeah, like Stan, I think her dad's name is. He was already like a name before she became an actress, but we know she's talented. Like, don't y'all have eyes? We've seen it.
Yeah, I didn't like, but I like how Kanan tried to put her in her place about it. He was like, you got me effed up. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you run your big mouth?
Kanan was coming for everybody towards the end, child. He was letting it all, like, he was letting that chopper sing, especially when he went off on that, Galaxy Studios, the production company who was funding it. He was like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I was like, I know that's right. And then Evan backed him up. I'm like, oh, okay, Evan, I know that's right.
Yeah. And that's why I'm sorry.
Because I don't need your money. I thought that was beautiful that she highlighted too. Like, because for real, a lot of those productions were, because he talked about, I think, Spike Lee, who had to rustle support from the black entertainers, and he still got his movies made. Like, we don't need y'all money. Like, it'll be harder, but we can get this done. Yes. Kanan was coming for everybody, child. He wasn't playing by me.
To have y'all money, but we don't need your money.
And this is going to be my people.
But throughout, I like that he kept that energy throughout the whole book. Like,
yes,
yeah, he an
absolutely.
asshole, and but he is like, deep down inside, he got feelings like any human being. Like any human being has a soft spot, has layers to them. So yeah, I like that he's well respected and he don't play no games, and everybody knows this about him. I want to bring up when she did happen to fall asleep and was late to a scene.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I was like, dang, man. But it was a thing they highlighted super early, like, don't be late, don't be late. And when she realized she was late, but she was exhausted from her stuff going on with lupus.
Obviously, but I was like, oh, he don't even know.
I mean, but at that point, I don't think she knew. Like, she was just like, I'm just tired, and
she was ignoring it, like, deferring it a lot. And I think like them highlighting lupus was important too, because it is something that a lot of Black women have to deal with.
And
like I don't have it, but
as well.
Yeah, my mom. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my mom's closest friends, she's basically my aunt. She has lupus, and like those flare-ups are very real and they scary. They come out of nowhere. But I like that she had highlighted that and the self-confidence issues that she was having. And then she created an internal dialogue for Neva, but it also gave us, the reader, insight into how this disease affects people. So I thought that was cool.
Next question, it says, were there any quotes or passages that stood out to you and why?
So for me, it was chapter 12 from Canon, and this is before him and Neva are even together. They're just having a conversation, but she's asking him like, why me? Like but she's like, basically I'm a nobody, but she says, why me? And she's like, I'm a standby. And he says, no, you're a star who was standing by waiting for me to find her. And I was like,
look at him.
I was like, that is so Love and Basketball and Black Love. Like, it's like, he's so deep. Cannon was talking that shit the whole book. I was like, I see why she fell for him.
Like I said, he artsy.
He is. I think that's why I like the most about this book. Like, I love artsy men, like men who like, cause men aren't really expressive generally, but it's like they find a way. I find that men are usually either super funny or they're super artsy in some way in order to express their emotions that they generally just don't express in day-to-day life. But the artsy ones, oh my God, you got Cannon, you got Monk, I want all of them.
Monk is definitely like such a sweetheart, I thought.
Oh my God, I can't wait for that story. Like, I was instantly like, oh, Monk is, that's Zeddy.
Yeah, I was like, when you told me, when you was like, Boris Kojo, I was like, yes, he gives ball art.
That is Monk with a beret. It's like he needs a beret. Well, ever since you said it, I can't not picture him with a beret now. Like,
yes, yeah.
Oh my God.
Now I'm thinking about it too. I'm just like, okay, all artsy dudes, like it's like the dudes who paint. It be dudes who paint, direct movies,
yes,
or like I said direct.
Write music,
take photography, do photography. Yes. Yeah, just like stuff like that. They always just have this aura about themselves.
They tapped into something else.
Yeah.
Like it's just something different about them. Especially the music and Monk is the one. I like Cannon too, but I love seeing about all these artsy men and like hearing their stories.
And you know what else I like that they highlighted about Cannon? His mom played a significant role in his life, and I believe that's why he's so just how he is with women. So I like
you can tell.
Highlighted that and how he felt when she passed away and how that affected him. So I just like how they highlighted that.
Yeah. Yep.
And I know how it relates back to Neva being sick and him seeing his mom being sick. It was just
that was beautiful the way they wove that into. I think it was the first chapter, like the epilogue, where we meet him and his mom, and she's like talking through the camera. I thought that was dope, and the way it just wove in, and it led to him being a director, and like how he is with cameras, and it's like you see him picking up on his mama's spirit, and then at the end of the book, they're both like, I feel like your mom was here. I feel like that's another thing that brought them together. They both could just feel her energy, but it's like he was really tapped into his mama's spirit. I thought that was beautiful.
Right, just that Kennedy Ryan, she be knowing what she be doing.
She be doing it.
She did the exact same thing in Can't Get Enough when they were talking about the Alzheimer's, like with Maverick's grandfather having it, and then Hendrix's mother having it. It's just like
instant connection.
She wove that in together. I really
That's beautiful.
I really like that. Okay, it says, which I think we kind of probably brushed on this, but we can go back over it. It says, which character or moment prompted the strongest emotional reaction for you and why?
The strongest emotional reaction was the moment when they made up in that hospital. That brought tears to my eyes, like in real life, because it was just like, I think her explaining the process of forgiveness more so than them actually forgiving each other, because I still didn't like Terry's explanation. But she finally broke, and when she was like, I want you to forgive me, and they realized, and they're just like, you got to move past stuff, but something about that. And then the mama coming up in there, that was so beautiful. Like, finally, if that's what it felt like. It felt like this moment needed to happen. Yeah, we mad at Terry, but it's a child involved now. We can't sit here and harp on about this forever. We got to just let it go. And
right,
they did.
Somebody's
in a very
life is on the line right now.
But she finally, when Terry finally broke and was like, can you please forgive me? I think that's what did it for Neva. And she's like, she wanted her sister back. So that was beautiful. That was the most emotional for me.
Did you feel any animosity towards the mom in a sense?
A little bit, but I got over it real quick because I realized what she was saying. Like, I do get like how she could be split down the middle, because now you do have a new grandchild, and even though it didn't come about right, like Terry is the one who's underneath the mom every day, while Neva was the one who went away. Not like Neva didn't need her mama, she did, but again, I guess I know what it feels like to be the daughter that leaves for a few years.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so you can understand why they'd be a little bit closer, Like that's gonna happen. But I think the mom was just torn between both of her daughters.
I wish she would have kind of brushed on this in the book with the mom and Terry. Like, did you tell her that she was wrong? I know that probably conversation happened, but I just felt like, obviously, okay, like she dead ass wrong for what she did, but did anybody else tell her how wrong she was? Like, I just felt like nobody
I don't feel like they did. I feel like the
that.
mama might have touched on it very, very briefly. Like, it was wrong how it came about, but it was not a conversation that I can recall where she actually said, like, your sister was wrong and, you was wrong, Terry. I don't remember that. You bring up a valid point.
Yeah, I feel like they just kind of, like, just bumped Neva's feelings
and wanted
it.
her to get over it. That's kind of what it gives.
Like, and I understand it was high school, but it was just like, okay, forget the boy. We don't care about him and what he did. It's more so of the sister that
you're my sister.
Yeah, like, that's just, I just don't like how I just feel like that's unforgivable, but maybe my heart just got to be a little bit more empathetic to people, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been just died with that on my heart. I'm not even gonna lie.
You saying fuck my niece?
No, for real. Like, that's what I'm saying. And then the daughter didn't even know, like, that's what happened.
That was messed up. The little girl just coming there. So, like, what you been telling this little girl about how you and her daddy met? Like, you just go lie.
It was just a topic that never came about. She had no idea why her aunt didn't come around. She had no idea.
That's crazy. Also, I don't like the way they were spelling Kiana. I'm sorry. I'm not a
cute person. You're not a cute person.
That was a ridiculous spelling of Kiana. Like, come on, man. Like, stop playing with me. Kiana. Come on.
It was shocking because I've seen people spell Kiana like that before. I usually
have too, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's one of those.
Sorry, like, Kiana's. Like, y'all, it's still a cute name. It's different. I like Kiana. I just don't like it spelled that way.
Yeah, they just trying to make it unique.
Hey, why are you putting all them extra letters in there?
That you want to know what's crazy?
The way it's supposed
like,
to.
Any cute name that's a girl, I'd be feeling like, unless somebody wants to debate me like this or something, I just be feeling like it just look on paper. Like, I hate that. And I don't want to, I'm not a person who discriminates like that, but I don't know, like, any cute names that are just like, okay, this is not a black person. You know what I'm saying?
Literally trying to think of one and I can't. It's clearly black. Like, child, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, but I like it. I ain't saying like I dislike it. I'm just saying just in word form, seeing like any cute names, it's just like, oh, they black.
Yeah, I was just reading it like, this is too many letters. Like, this is ridiculous, but it's a cute story. Come on.
But I just didn't like how that the daughter was just like, oh, is that why she don't come? Like, yeah, like you said, like, what were y'all telling her? Like, she doesn't know the gist of this.
Like, there's no way. You had to have been lying to that child.
Yeah, I didn't like that. You know, I don't really like when parents withhold information like that, especially when kids become of age. And then she was saying how, you remember when I guess they ended up talking, and she was saying, like, ever since she heard that from Neva, they've been kind of like beefing back at home, like they weren't kind of like getting along. And it's just like, so, like I said, like I'm not empathetic to stuff like that. Oh well. Like, I'm not empathetic to stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm a little harsh.
I mean,
when
I
it comes to
can't
certain
have
things,
empathy for a
but
situation that you so blatantly brought on yourself. Like, you should have been told that child would happen, or not, at least not lied to her, because the way that kid reacted, she had no idea. It's not like she had an inkling and just didn't ask. She had no idea, and that's messed up.
And you know what else? I feel like Terry was putting on a front because the daughter had said, no wonder you and daddy messed up now, or like how y'all be right now. And then later on when Neva asked about it, she was just like, oh, we're fine now. Like, no, you're not.
No, y'all wasn't.
No, you're not. No, you're not. And
now all of a sudden they in love.
Yeah, you know it was issues. Like, it's just like, why y'all get married? Like, y'all know y'all didn't really like each other like that.
Oh, me, that was the first thing I thought. Like, when they fast forwarded and I found out, wait, husband, you don't have to, I guess, I don't know, maybe in a small backcountry town that they was in, like, she had to marry him because she got pregnant by him.
But that's like, that's just small-minded thinking, I just feel.
It is.
Like, it's
you
one
didn't
thing,
have to marry him.
Yeah, it's one thing to get pregnant by him, and then you go and marry him. Like, and then y'all know y'all wasn't in love. Y'all just went and got married just because y'all had a child together. That's just some small.
And then it's like, I don't like how that kind of was explained a little bit either. Maybe we'll get more clarity in more books, but I don't think so. But at the end, she's kind of like, I did always like him and blah, blah, blah. It's like, that just feels weird to me because it don't feel like he feels the same about you.
Yeah, and then she admitted that she was saying later on, I guess when they were having like conversations, that she realized like he was always just in love with her, with Neva.
So I'm like,
and I'm just like, what kind of self-esteem do you have to just settle for him?
In the gutter. Like, my God.
Okay. Next question. It says, were there times you disagreed with Kanan's or Neva's actions? What would you have done differently?
Did I disagree with any of their actions? I don't think I would have went out in Santa Barbara. I thought as soon as I knew they were going out anywhere, I was like, this is a bad idea. This is going to be a bad idea. Soon enough, here comes this lady on the beach making a scene and telling her client, guess who I saw on the beach? And so,
the biggest mouth
but the
in
instant
Hollywood.
they went out, the second they went out.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, cool, y'all going to Santa Barbara, but y'all gonna have to stay in the house.
In the house, like, that's it. What you gotta go traipsing on the beach for? It's like, go sit down, you're together. That should be enough.
I agree. That was just like, hold on now. I wish Neva would have, I mean, I guess because she was working and she didn't pay no attention to it, but I just wish that she would have, before her lupus got to the point of it being life-threatening, I wish she would have paid attention to what was going on with her filming. Like, yes, you're filming 10, 12 hours a day. Like, that is, you might not think it's stressing you out, but it is stressing you out. It's taking a toll on your body.
And these long dance numbers and routines and whatnot. Yeah.
And I wish she would have told them, like, early on, too, that she had a lupus. Like, they could have probably worked out a schedule or did something to where she wasn't working like that. Like, I get, like, yeah, you think like, oh, I'm okay, I'm all fine, I'm all good, until your body actually shuts down and tells you like, no, you're not okay. So I just wish
and that
it didn't get to that point.
And that is definitely gonna have a lasting impact on Kanan and the way he makes movies going forward. Because going in, he was just like, I expect a lot from all of my actors. Like, he's this hard ass, and he's like, I put the pressure on him, and then he finds out later, it's not funny. Later on, he's in the hospital, and they're like, the added stress can definitely double down her lupus, and he's like, oh.
Right. I mean, I respect Eva for working hard. I'll give her, like, she has talent and she works hard. I mean, everybody saw that even when she was an understudy.
I think it was also a testament to
when she was doing her plays and stuff.
How black women, like, they'll go to those lengths to you know, get the job done. Like, we end up, we'll overexert ourselves very quickly in order to, I guess, kind of prove to ourselves that we can get the job done. But that's a very known trend. Like, we'll disregard a whole bunch of different issues and health related things if it means, you know, doing what we gotta do.
What we gotta do, yeah. Alrighty. Next question. It says, what specific themes does Kennedy Ryan explore throughout this novel?
Forgiveness.
Yeah. Love, of course. Not caring what people think.
Illness. Yeah. Also, I think it was really dope. I wonder if she had in mind, maybe probably that, but when she wrote this, that it was gonna be a series and that she was gonna branch these characters off, because it was, no matter how brief it was, those moments between Monk and Verity were electric, and it's just like, it makes you want to know what happened? And then
y'all got this
he's
anger
playing
towards each
pianos,
other.
taking shots at each other, but you're still staring at each other like,
Somebody
what
cheated
is
on somebody.
happening?
I don't know what happened, but
He said that
yeah.
in so many words when he was playing this piano. He's like telling his story in like a little bit, but he definitely alluded to her stepping out on him, and she alluded to him not being there or something. I'm like, but it makes you want to know what happened, and I thought that was genius because I'm definitely getting that as soon as it comes out. So that was brilliant.
I like how, and I think I talk about this in a lot of books and how important it is. I really like friendship dynamics. They're just as important
Me too.
as romantic relationships, because all that chemistry, just all of that, just between Verity, Monk, Gio, Evan, like they just all were just so just there for each other in general. And that's what I really
love that he had that support too. I wasn't expecting that from this
especially
book.
when he doesn't have a bunch of family. He don't have a bunch of
Yes.
family since his mom passed.
And Jill's like, I don't care. I want to see you happy. And it's clear that you like this girl. Bump Camille.
Right. So I like that when books just touch on that in general. And I think as like just an adult, I'm learning to value that more. Like, yeah, I didn't really kind of like understand until I probably got older how important having friends and just a tribe, just having just people, like, you know, genuine friendships.
Yeah.
Like how
Like
important it is.
your soul family, like the family you chose. Like you got your family you were born with, and then you got the family you choose throughout life. Like that is extremely important. Like Neva and Takira's relationship,
Yes.
I love too. Like, and I didn't even know that Takira had a book, and I was like, I also want to know her story. Cause girl, what you mean you over there hunching on a break with some man you ain't even
What
know?
a ball
Like I
player.
want to know, right? Like what say what now? Like, oh,
Right.
I need to know a little bit. But I love that. Like, she had her there with her. She brought her over there to LA. Like that's her
Yes.
sister.
And she didn't have to do that. Like, she brought
At all.
Her,
And Takira was
found
right
her
there the whole
opportunity.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
But that's what friends supposed to do. You put your
That's what they're
friend
supposed
on.
to do.
You put your friend on. You help your friend out. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, I
Yes.
really like that. And like I said, like as an adult, I am really, really glad and really am just thankful to have friends. Like, yeah, I know people probably, you know, like how on Housewives they'll be like throwing jabs, like, you know, it's specifically at Giselle, they'll be like, she don't have no man. Well, she don't probably need a man.
It's like, well,
She has friends
why is
that
that
are
a
tribe.
barometer? Who
Yeah,
cares?
like that doesn't have to be a thing. Like when I used to watch it, I
Those
used to be like,
housewives
ooh.
think that's such a shot. Like they
Yeah, but
always
it's
try to
really
use that. They used to
not.
do that too. And I didn't like Kenya a lot in the earlier seasons, but they used to always use that against her too. And I'm like, why is that such a shot? Like that's why you ain't got no man.
Well,
It's
maybe I
like,
don't want
who
one.
cares? Like,
Yeah, like, maybe I
if
don't
I'm
want
pretty
one.
sure if she wanted to go out and get one, look at the lady. She can go get one. Who cares? That she ain't got no headache. You mean? She ain't got no problems, no
Yeah.
issues right now. You
And I
mean?
think- and
She
I
got a
think-
lot of friends.
Right, and I think Giselle expressed that. It was just like, look, I don't really want to be bothered with what food I'm cooking tonight or something. Like, I don't, like, that's some type
That
of stuff I
part.
don't
That lady
wanna
was married
worry
for
about.
umpteen years, was a preacher's wife of all. She done served lifetimes of having a man, okay? Like, let her be.
And just
Everybody
how,
don't need to have a man.
right, and just how men are just in general, like right now in this stage. I'm not saying like all men are like this, because it is a good percentage of men that are out there, but just men are just be trash. Like, just for instance, like I have a dude that's on my Instagram now, be liking my stories, be liking me, like be bombing my Instagram like all the time. Like, I don't know if he go back and unlike pictures and then try to go back and like them and just try to get my attention. But
Hey,
I
that's
know,
clever.
but he has a girlfriend. So I'd be like, stuff
Oh
like
my
that
God.
is embarrassing. Like, I noticed, but I'm not paying you no attention because I don't want you, so I don't really care.
Just all out
Yeah, like I'm not finna entertain you. Like, you're just
disrespectful.
And then I knew him in undergrad, so that's why I'm just kind of like, you know what,
Girl,
I'm
you
trying
almost
not
sit
to,
down.
because you didn't look at me like that. So that's why I'm just kind of like thinking like, why are you doing this now right when you get a girlfriend? You're weird.
Yeah, a lot. They be weird. A lot of them be weird.
But that's why I be
Like,
saying,
they- and
like, men don't
And
be...
it's like as we get older, they're having less like what's that word that I'm looking for? They more bold about it. Like they don't care about hiding the trash aspects of themselves. I feel like maybe because I wasn't born in, but I feel like back in the day, men at least tried to cover it. Like they
Maybe
had this
secretive.
veneer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had this veneer, and you don't find out
was
about the
shame.
indiscretions until somebody like blasts it or something. Now it's like ain't no shame no more.
Yeah, people
There is
don't
no
bring
shame.
back shame. Bring
Bring back shame. We do. Bring back bullying. Bring back shame. Bring back those things. Because people need to, like, feel bad about stuff again.
Yeah, right.
Make America shame again.
Right. That needs to be on a t-shirt for real. But no, for real, like main point is it's important to have friends. Like, I know it may seem all cracked up to be just to have a man. Like, I ain't saying everybody don't deserve to experience love, but it's just as important to have friends in a circle versus just having a significant other. Like, yes, like that will come, and significant others that come and go. So it ain't no big deal. But your friends, they gonna be there forever,
and they gonna be there to remind you and remember you. Like, it's important to like pick you up when you're not feeling like yourself, because your friends have been there through these cycles again and again. They're gonna be the ones who there to like put you back together.
So yeah, I think we need to just, everyone as humans, just appreciate. I'm gonna bring up a funny thing, and this is another thing of just loving yourself. So I saw a tweet yesterday, and I ended up replying underneath it, and it ended up getting 21,000 views. But the original tweet got 45,000 views. The girl originally said, who tweeted it, she says, please, please, please celebrate and shower your kids with love, attention, and affection so they aren't 36 and crying because someone didn't post them on Instagram for their birthday.
That's real.
Yes, and I said, people be crying over this? Like, I just rather somebody text me happy birthday versus like posting it, because people just be posting old ass pictures of me that I don't really want posted.
That's the only thing that'll make me upset. Yeah.
So I'm just like, I turned off my mentions on my birthday because I didn't want nobody mentioning.
Same. I don't check anything on purpose. Like, I'm gonna check maybe a couple days later or something, but I don't like all that. I don't need it. But I agree. Teach your kids self-esteem.
Yes, so yeah, that theme. And then also, I don't think something like that should be validating friendship. Like, friendship should be kind of validated on how people show up for you or how they show
absolutely agree.
Love for you. So I don't think like Instagram, like, fuck out of here.
Like that's not even real. Like
that's not real.
That's not showing that you care about somebody because you post them. If anything, that's more, I mean, I guess, because some people do actually show love, but if anything, that's more like shallow. Why do you need? Yeah, like, but for me, like, you don't have to tell everybody else that you told me happy birthday.
But you're trying to validate that we're friends to the world. Like, I don't.
That's really what I mean. Like that feels a little bit more to me if you're making a 6-slide post with pictures of me in different poses, like talking about happy birthday to my bitch, so you can sprinkle yourself in there and make my day about you.
But are you gonna come to something that I have? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different.
Yeah.
That don't move me. Like, stuff like, I'm a gift. I'm a gift giver. Like, girl,
you are.
Yeah. So that's what I like to do. That's like how I show my
vibes.
Yeah, I know. I just like that. It makes me happy.
I love when people show like their other astrology placements so clearly. Like, I'm like, you do it so well. Like, gift giving is my love language. I'm like, say you're a Taurus moon without saying you're a Taurus moon.
And I don't be thinking it's like, some people like really appreciate that, but I'm just like a thing of, oh, that's just what I do. So I don't be like thinking it's like a big deal. But when I've given people gifts when they weren't really expecting nothing from me, and they'll be like in tears. Like, I know I gave the girl who does my hair, she was having a baby, and I knew she was finna go on maternity leave. So while I was at Walmart the day before my appointment, I was like, let me grab some wipes for her, just for her.
That is thoughtful as hell.
And she was like, when I had it for her, she was crying because she was saying like, and she could have just been pregnant or whatever, but she started crying, and she happened to be on the phone with her boyfriend, and she was like, my God, like, my client got me these, and she was like, my best friend didn't even show up to my baby shower, and my client brought me this, and I was like, oh my goodness, don't make me get emotional, because this is just something that I honestly
you do put a lot of thought into your gifts though, like you haven't been on the receiving end. It is thoughtful, because it's like you don't be thinking that somebody's going to be thinking of you in that way, like, oh, okay, I could this is stuff that I'm actually use. Like, she was actually thinking of me when she bought this. Like, it wasn't just, I'm gonna just throw some stuff in a bag. Like, it was put together and it's crafted, like it's given with love, and you can feel it. Like, so I can feel her being emotional. Like, I definitely feel that.
Yeah, because she honestly didn't think I was probably thinking about her this way. She probably just thought I was some random.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to her, so it's just like
okay. Definitely understand that effect, though. Like,
yeah.
You'd be like, somebody was thinking of me me. Like, she really was thinking of me.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just like how I just give love in general. But back to, what we were just talking about, just in friendship.
Yes.
But I that theme, just exploring that, like how people just show up for you, I think that's something very important, just very important in life. So how people want to be rich and want to have money and it's cars and all this stuff. Like, you gotta realize, like, sometimes you rich in other areas of your life. So
she's an Aquarius too, y'all, by the way. So a lot of these themes are gonna resonate. That's why I'm just like, yep. But like the social circle is extremely important. That's more important to Aquarius than romance a lot of the times. Like, I just need my friends around me.
Yeah, that's our little wisdom section of the episode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dash that in there. But nah, friendship is a good theme in this book, for real. So I think somebody should consider that. And I can't wait to see Verity, Monk, and Evan. Oh yeah.
Same.
Let me talk about Evan real quick. I thought this shit was so funny if we going back and talking about quotes in the book. It was when Evan first found out and dropped the news that she had lupus. And I'm going to ask you a separate question in regards to that dialogue, but when Evan dropped the ball and Kanan left, and he said, I don't know if Evan said, like, where you, like, going? And he said, Kanan said, motherfucker, where you think I'm going? Like, you can't just tell me this about my girlfriend and think I'm not finna leave and go see what the heck going on. You don't drop this bomb like this.
Evan kind of snapped a little bit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's when I was like, okay, he a spicy white. Like, he was like, I think you really mad because she told me and not you. Yeah. So let's direct that anger the right way, partner.
Right,
for real.
It's true. Yeah, it's definitely, I agree with him, with Evan. Like,
same.
Yeah. But
fall back, go holler at your girl.
But how did you feel about her telling Evan versus telling Kanan first? Like, I get why she did it. However, it was a thing of, you need to tell the nigga that you're sleeping with that you got. Yeah. That your condition is bad.
And I agree with that. I do. But I feel like she was maybe trying to keep it as separate as possible because she already knew, like, it was a thing going on between them. She wasn't trying to make it any more, like, impersonal and unprofessional. Like, it's getting unprofessional between them anyway. But I guess she was, like, referring to somebody so it wouldn't, I guess it was already weird feelings going on. She didn't want to make it more weird by coming to you with this, and now you finna show her extra empathy and sympathy in front of everybody. Yeah, so maybe she was trying to avoid all of that.
Right. Okay, but yeah, I understand that. But that, when Evan and Kanan was having they back and forth,
that was amazing.
I was like, these folks, like, if they ended up fighting, like, that would be so hilarious. But I like that Evan a friend that you need. He telling you,
he is,
like, you don't need to be sleeping with your actress. We know what happened.
For real.
What happened last time, but I understand how you feel. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he had his bed.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay, next question. It says, if you were to ask Kennedy Ryan a question about the book, what would it be? Was this inspired by anybody?
What inspired?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what inspired, like, because this was it was well written and detailed, and I guess she kind of touches on it, like, with the, the jazz artists and the blues ladies who was also involved in civil rights and stuff around that time. But, like, the way the story was told by Kanan and, how she interwove all these characters with these different storylines, like Monk and Verity, and then who all knew each other before and who didn't. Like, I would like to know where that inspiration came from, because it's written very well. She does a good job of, like, I think that's where, like, I'm starting to like her series more and more, because she does a good job of linking everybody together and creating all these different storylines that somehow still make sense. So I would like to know the inspiration behind it.
If she had a documentary or something, like how her creative process worked, I wouldn't mind seeing something. She absolutely should.
Yeah. You getting them made into TV shows and movies and all this stuff. Girl, like, you doing the doggone thing. And it all makes sense. It's not like these storylines kind of collide and then you got to try to find a way to mush them together at the end like you see in some books. It's like everything plays out perfectly and you're left wanting to know more about the other characters.
And then when I see on TikTok as well with Kennedy Ryan, she just did that book tour for Can't Get Enough. So I saw that. And we have to, next year and it's happening this weekend, we have to go to Black Romance Book Fest next year. I know.
We're planning for it
and
for next year.
And I'm so mad that it's sold out, and like this, it's so crazy because I be seeing people post about it and I be like, F y'all that y'all took all the tickets.
Maybe though, by the time the next one rolls around, like, we'll have Monk and Verity's book out or something, like, maybe it'll, we'll have more progress in this series or something. Because I definitely got questions for that lady. I would love to hear her speak.
And then, but just seeing her on her book tour and how just well loved she is, like it's just I love seeing it. I just like seeing black
Same.
authors just thrive
Go,
in
girl.
general.
And we're gonna keep reading your series because I like the way you write
Because
stuff.
you got a whole lot of books. So, and I can't wait for you to read When You Are Mine, because that When You Are Mine is actually it's like it's not my favorite Kennedy Ryan book, but it got a good plot to it. So I can't wait till you read it, because it's a page turner for sure. It's just like, the heck is going on up in here, like type of thing. Like, what made you want to write about somebody messing with their sister messing with their man? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes that like, oh, I'm gonna put this is gonna be the origin of
I
this.
guess it had to be something, child, that'll send that girl away from her small town and not want to come back for a few years, because she was ready to settle down with that boy and be a community director,
so glad.
a community
that's a blessing
theater director.
that's a
It
blessing in
was.
disguise. So
Like, it propelled you forward
yeah.
horribly, but it did. You know,
Shoot, sometimes God is going to make you so uncomfortable to the point where you have to.
that
you
is
have
real.
to move. You have
Very
to move
real.
on. You're gonna have to just move on. Okay, let me move on to our last question. It says, even though this book is classified as fiction, there is a lot that is grounded in reality. Did anything surprise you?
Surprise me.
The thing that really surprised me just out the whole book was how her lupus had progressed that in that
So
small amount of
fast.
time. It was probably like a month but when that happened.
Yeah, I was surprised by how fast they moved. Like, I have mentioned it before, but it was like, I really expected there to be more back and forth, and like, I'm glad for it, mind you. Like, this is how I prefer my stories to be. Like, let's just get to the emotions without having to put them at bay for whatever reason. I thought this was gonna be a story like that, like where he's like, I gotta put my project before love, and I can't think about this right now. And it's like, it was for like a couple of weeks, and then like, soon as they got back to her little cottage and whatnot, they was ready to get it on and popping. That was very surprising, and it was a very pleasant surprise for me. I'm like, oh, we getting to it. We getting to it. I sure thought he was gonna be like, no, stop. We cannot do this.
And Katie was just surprising me throughout the book, even when he showed up to her screen test, like when everybody
Oh my
expected
God.
him not to be there. I was just like, whoa.
It's like, you're doing a bang up job. It's like hiding how interested you are in this lady, and then like his forced conversations with her. He's just like, so how is everything going? And it's just like, she's not even expecting him to be on the phone this long. It's like, this is cute. I like it though. Like, he's pushing forward in his own little awkward way.
Yeah, I really like that he didn't let, like, yeah, they fell in love, but I like that they didn't let that ruin their professionalism.
Yes,
that they
it
really
did not
stayed on
compromise
track.
that show.
Yeah,
Because he was in that ass when she was late, child. Like regardless, he didn't know she had lupus.
And everybody was like, wait a minute, it's Neva that's late today.
You got in that ass
like,
quick.
Everybody was like, oh shit, like, oh my God. They even had an argument like about it. And I was like, Neva, you were late. Like, you were late. Like, you know the man don't play about.
And he didn't know about your illness. Like, I feel like if he did, of course, he would have, approached it differently. But he wasn't playing. Like, he's like, that's my girlfriend, but this is my production. Like,
and then
where
you
you
can't
at?
get special treatment. Like, you can't
Yes.
get special treatment. Like,
And
I
he
know and
didn't.
everybody knows we're together, but you can't get special treatment. Not right
Yeah.
now, especially since everybody done found out. So
Yeah, we can't have
I'm
it.
glad that, like, professional wise, they are great at what they do, and that's just everybody from Monk, Barry,
Yes.
just Evan, just everybody is on their shit. Like, I love even the little seamstress lady. Like, everybody is on their shit. Like, I love why like
That lady Evan trying to steal that man's wife. I can't wait for that.
Let me close out and read some reviews. It's a lady named Shabby. Left 5 stars. It says, accolades for the courageous Kennedy Ryan for writing this deeply anguishing book, which has a purpose to serve other than just entertain us with hearts and flowers. Inspirational and dazzling. Kennedy Ryan's stories motivate you to make this world a better place, contribute a functional existence, start each day with becoming the change we want to see. Yeah, I don't see no bad reviews. Would you reread this book?
I would, just because there was a lot of details. And I know I probably missed some stuff, but this is one that I actually would reread, and I would wait till I probably got a couple more books in the series and then just go back and start from the beginning. This is one of those ones.
Another lady named Shan She rated it 5 stars and she just simply said, beautiful. Seriously, pick this up. Yep. I would rate this 5 stars as well.
Same.
And
this
then,
might be my favorite Kennedy Ryan book besides, actually, no, Before I Let Go. I love Before I Let Go so bad. But this runs very close underneath for me.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still like, I don't know. I don't know. Because I like Can't Get Enough too.
I loved Can't Get Enough. But I don't know, something about, I think maybe because that's how I was introduced to like her stories for real. But that Josiah and like they marriage and their whole little love story still like makes my heart warm. That's probably my favorite. But Real is very close underneath. Like I love this book.
So we'll see when Score, which is Verity amongst Story, whenever that comes out, shoot, that might end up getting put up there.
Like girl, you gonna blow it out the water. Like I am. When I tell you, I am waiting for that.
I cannot wait till she drops that.
That concludes this week's episode of the Booked and Busy podcast. Be sure to tune in with us next episode as we read Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory. Thanks for hanging with us.
Thank you for listening, and be sure to follow us on our socials and check out our reading list on Goodreads.